HSTV, inspiring wellness.
Well, indeed, if you just plug on to the domain you know is HS Television. Of course, this is the ultimate sports here with me, Sammy Ofosi. I'm sitting in for your regular Dennis Oblogomo, who is a little bit under the weather. But of course, we keep it going here live on this platform. Once again, you're very much welcome to the show. Let me just walk you through the very synopsis of this show. Of course, we'll first begin with the EPL, where Man City got it a win, and of course they won the league title too, but Liverpool couldn't hold their mettle against them, though they did so very well. They were just pipped by a solitary point, and I mean, it happens. I mean, definitely happens. Maysiders are a bit disappointed, but of course, my guest will be here and we'll be dissecting all that. Of course, I have Angela Mensah. I'm told she's a pro when it comes to sports anyway. We'll get to hear from here, the feminine voice. Then, of course, my main man, Ahmed Nazir. I mean, he's with Yes Alumni, he's with AFX, everything that you can think and talk about. We'll also be talking about tennis action, where Djokovic was actually the winner of the Madrid Masters. So we'll also be doing a little bit of wrestling action. I mean, latest when it comes to wrestling. You know that the producer of this show is actually a very good fan of wrestling. So definitely, if we don't do that, he's actually going to kill us. Then there is one particular subject which is, I mean, giving so many opinions. I mean, look, normalization committee. Some people are asking, what are they normalizing? Are they even doing anything at all? Your guess is as good as mine. Like they say, opinions are like the armpits. Some can be stinky, others can be freshy. It's a matter of personal hygiene. So keep your comments coming on 0244 30 64 26. That's my line. It doubles as a WhatsApp line, so keep it coming as well. Then the final bit will be our own champion, the Neho man. Too bad. Second time around, he just couldn't hold it against Navarate. But there's a lot to talk about, because this Mexican, they have their own ways of, I mean, trying to win fights. Sometimes they even try taking certain medicines. And you know that apart from the WBC, WBO, WBL are one particular, I mean, organizations that they normally try to undermine it of a sort, because they don't hold, I mean, pre-fight test and of course post-fight test unless you recommend or probably ask for it, and even that you're gonna have to pay for it. Some people were very, very disturbed, but for the fact that the guy kept coming, Navarate kept coming. I mean, he seemed to have no stamina suspect whatsoever, and he did so very well against Isaac Dogbe the last time. But some are equally also saying, why did Dogbe lose in the first place? The fact that he didn't have that good technical handlers. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm sure that opinions are divergent. That's why I'm entertaining it here on my platform on 0244 30 64 26. You are very much welcome to the show. It is the ultimate sports, and my name is Sammy Ofosi. I'm sitting in for Dennis Oblogomo. And first of all, I don't know whether we have to go for a quick commercial break, but I have to introduce my guest to you, then we see how it goes. Remember, the show is probably brought to you by Healthy Soul Clinic. They are located inside Circle. Yes, the M Plaza bus terminal. You know, the days of sexually transmitted diseases are virtually over. All you need to do, just get to Healthy Soul Clinic. With just 60 Ghana cedis, they get you sorted out. Yes, you heard me right. Look, they run you through all the 3 tests. That, of course, when they finally diagnose whatever is wrong with you, they administer traditionally made Ghanaian medicine on you. That's it, and you get yourself sorted out. Just say HSTV told you so, Sammy Ofosini told you so, and indeed, you're very much welcome back to the show. Well, Ahmed Nazir is seated at the upper side of me. I must say the upper left. Indeed, he's a very controversial figure. When you see him, you know that he's full of controversy. You see his beard, it's full of controversy. He's being imbibed with controversy, yes. Then seated next to him is Angela Mensah. My first time of meeting her, though, I'm told she's a pro when it comes to sports. But anyway, we'll wait to find out on that bit as well. Not to put pressure on her, though, but you're very much welcome. So keep your comments coming on my line, 0244 30 64 26. Later on, we'll have Mustafa Nete. Yes, he's a boxing analyst, sports analyst. I mean, he writes for Boxing Ghana as well. He'll be here to help us dissect, as Dennis Moore would say, dissect the issue with, I mean, Isaac Dogbe and whatever happened to him in that particular aspect. But right about now, let's go check out how Manchester City became the winners of the English Premier League back to back. Were you surprised? I mean, look, you watch Manchester City, they've been very solid this season. They've tapped Liverpool. Did I say Liverpool? Yeah, Liverpool, where it matters most, and of course, they've been able to take one past them. Were you surprised? Was it always coming? Ahmed?
Well, I don't know. I'm not surprised. This is a team that won 14 consecutive games to the end of the season. And that is the staff of champions. I mean, it's not that easy to come out with 14 wins, especially in the EPL. Look, I still maintain that, La Liga is the best league, but then once if you take a look at the EPL and the kind of energy that these guys use week in, week out, the fact that they do not even have a lot of breaks in the league, and for a team to win 14 consecutive games, it tells you that that's a team that actually had it in mind that they were ready to defend the title for the first time in 10 years. And so I wasn't surprised. Okay,
so let me just run you through the fixtures as it happened. The results, I must say, it was Brighton who lost 4-1. Of course, after registering a first goal against Manchester City, they were beaten handsomely by 4-1. Burnley also lost at home to Arsenal. Of course, Crystal Palace won 5-1 against Bournemouth. Fulham also winning by 4-0 again. Actually losing at home 4-0 to Newcastle United. For Chelsea played 0-0 with Leicester City. Liverpool actually won at home as well against Wolverhampton Wanderers. As you can see on your screens, Manchester United losing at home to Cardiff, and of course Southampton also playing 1-1 with Huddersfield Town. Tottenham Hotspur drawing 2-2, and of course Watford also losing at home to West Ham United. That was indeed very, very interesting. For me, I was very surprised at the fact that Manchester United couldn't win their game against Cardiff City. Your pick out of the park, let me ask you, Angela Mensah. Your pick out of the park. Which of the matches you thought was?
Manchester City, Brighton. I thought Brighton had nothing to lose, so they were going to bring the game to Manchester City. But at the end of the day, they were conquered. I'm a bit surprised, though, because Liverpool had it in everything to win the league this year. They lost only once, and then the rest of it they drew. And then I think City also lost 4 times. But funny enough, they won the league. So I think Liverpool should come again next year, do better, and then maybe they might win it next year, hopefully.
Most people will say that Liverpool don't need any sympathy because at the point they were leading by 7 goals.
Exactly.
7 points, I must admit.
10
and of course,
7.
If you squander that many points in the EPL and you get punished, nobody should actually feel sympathy for you. Do you share that same sentiment?
I feel for them because I thought they did very well this year. They've been amazing this year. It's a bit of complacency. There are certain games they should have bagged it, but then they were playing draws. I think they had 7 draws consecutively, and then it's bad. And then your opponent, they'll capitalize on it and then win their subsequent matches, and then they were on top. So I think it has been an amazing year for them, and then the other 2 downwards, they should try better luck next year.
So you can see the standings after 38 crawling matches. And of course, let's check out the teams that actually fell into relegation. It is Cardiff, who are 3rd from bottom, followed by Fulham, and of course, you have Huddersfield Town. Did it come to you as a surprise? Because Huddersfield, when they started the season, they were very strong. But it seems somehow they just fizzle out. Ahmed?
Yeah, I mean, before that, let me comment on the top 4. I think that I'm actually surprised, at the fact that Chelsea made it into the top 3. This is a coach that has been bashed all season by Chelsea fans, and I have been a disciple of Sarri, because I've always I followed Napoli since 2016, and I thought he was playing very good football. But he came to the EPL, and obviously the EPL is not a very easy league to adapt to. Exactly. Even the great Pep Guardiola in the first season, I think he was 4th or so in the league standings, and so. But to see Sarri coming out, and then being 3rd at the end of the day, qualifying to the Europa League final, taking Chelsea to the Champions League was a bit of a surprise to me. When you talk about the last 3, Fulham, I'm actually surprised. The amount of money they spent on players like Sarri, bringing in these guys, once they got the promotion to the league, I wouldn't have expected them to be relegated so soon. I was thinking probably a top 12 finish, but it also tells you that it gets to a point where money isn't everything, and EPL clubs would have to be, they have to be smart about spending money, because I think just because EPL has so much money to give to these clubs, most of the time they go out to buy players who are just overrated. They just look at the stats. But sometimes the stats don't tell the actual story, and that's why Fulham finds themselves where they are. So I'm actually surprised by Fulham. The other 2, not too surprised.
Well, indeed, somebody will equally also argue that the English clubs are doing very well. That's how come they have 2 finalists in the Champions League final, Edo. But let's just do a little bit of the other leagues quickly before we announce our lines. As you can see on your screen, 0302 776379. Let us know what you think about Dogbe's defeat, and of course, we also will be talking about the English Premier League. Were you surprised that Liverpool couldn't win it, and it was actually Manchester City that won it? I was a bit surprised because I thought Liverpool did very well this season. I mean, but for luck. Other people who hold a different dissenting views, but that's why this show is for. Definitely we are not going to agree on the same thing, so keep your messages coming on 0244 30 64 26, and of course when I open my lines 0302 776379. You can also join me. I'm told that the calls are already coming in thick and fast, but we'll hold that bit for a while. Ahmed, it is Juventus who are actually leading the pack with 89 points, even though they lost yesterday against an unfancied side. I mean, I was very surprised because I thought that they've been since they got booted out of the Champions League, they seem not to have found their rhythm. You think that is just a case of them being complacent, or probably?
I don't think so. It's down to the fact that they won the league, I think, about 3 weeks ago, and so I mean they have nothing to lose. But you would expect that they be professional in the way they go about their games, which hasn't been the case. But again, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hold anything against them. These are players that also need to rest. You know, if you've played over 35 games, grueling games in the Serie A, and you've already won it, why would you want to go out and give all your best when you can actually rest? And so I'm not really surprised. But it comes down to the fact that the league has not been competitive in the past 6 years. I mean, it's always been the same thing. Look, Spalletti started very well with Inter Milan. They fell off. Roma, I don't know what happened to them, and they even had to sack their coach. Napoli, I was actually looking for to see something great from them, especially after appointing Ancelotti. Yet they started very well, matching Juventus boot for boot, also fell off. And so, whatever that is happening in Serie A is not, it hasn't got to do with the fact that what do you call it? Juventus are not are complacent. It's just the fact that the league is not competitive enough.
Angela, let's talk about the Spanish La Liga, where Barcelona, they actually have 86 points. It's just a match to go, and of course the second team, Atletico Madrid, so Barca virtually have won the league. Where was it always coming? Was it expectant?
It was. Looking at where Madrid started from, Madrid hasn't been very good this year. And then Barcelona has been all out. They won the league, I think, last week. So they have everything to play for now. They can choose to play with their hearts or play whatever they feel like doing. So it's already backed up. Maybe next year, the other teams, like, I was really rooting for Atletico Madrid, but they fell out along the line. So Barcelona, kudos to them. But next year, I'm thinking there's going to be a bit of competition because Madrid will be looking out to buy new players and then fix their problems, and then they'll give them a chase for their money.
Well, indeed. Let's talk about the French Ligue 1. It's interesting. We know that PSG sealed the league, I mean, months back.
Yeah.
But you look at their league and sometimes you wonder if that's the main reason why they are struggling when it comes to Europe. I mean, I'm actually coming to you on that one. They wrap up on this whole league stuff. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you're looking at a league like EPL, where Sky Sport or BT Sport will pay about £5 billion to get it right. Is that the same with the French League? I mean, the only club that has the money is PSG, and so that's why you see that disparity between them and the other what do you call it, teams. Look, it is not what it used to be. The days of Olympic Lyonnais, Marseille, it's already past. It's now PSG. It's either PSG or no French League. And so they've been winning. They got a bit complacent after they won, and I was happy that actually they lost the League Cup, because for once then you had a club pipping them to one of the trophies, and it is what it's going to. I mean, I don't think it's going to change anytime soon if there's not what do you call it? If the league organizers don't sit down to look at the financial aspect of the league. All other clubs need to get some sort of what do you call the finances in order to go out to the market and get players. You improve the salary of the players. Other than that, PSG will forever. I mean, I don't see any club beating them in the next coming years. Look, they've already gotten under Herrera from Manchester United. How many of the clubs in the French League?
Okay, so I'm told that the calls are coming thick and fast, and of course, our voice consoles are actually getting beeped up. So I'm going to pick one or two calls. Then, of course, we'll continue with the show because I don't want it to interrupt it. I wanted it to get to the dying members of the show. But our first caller, your name and where you're reaching us from. Yes. So our first caller is on the line. Your name and where you're reaching us from, please. Okay, so I'm told that we couldn't pick that line, but of course you can try on the lines on your screens. But guys, just to bring a halt to this, Ahmed and probably Mustafa, I'll get you guys in studio so that we talk about the football economy and we talk about what the English are doing right. Look, they've put in some money in some aristocrats, and what they do is that the money goes all the way and comes back smartly, and that's what they are doing. That's how they are improving the economy. Maybe that is what we should do as in Ghana and stop the NDC MPP politics. They are just being smart. They are just being smart. They put politics aside. They give the monies to certain aristocrats. You understand? And those are the ones that will be spending. Those are the BT Sports and whatever. They will be coming in with all those ideas, and they have a way of recouping it all back. Everything comes in. Yes, I'm told we have a caller from Dansuman. Yes. Your name and where you're reaching us from, caller.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel from calling from Dansuman.
So, Ima, let us know what's on your mind, whether you want to talk about boxing or Liverpool losing or probably Isaac Dogbe, yeah.
I just want to talk about the Isaac Dogbe.
Okay, go on.
He has done well, but it seems like a brother is running away. I don't know. Why you say like because of your son lose the game, so you say you should go to the school and do this, do that. So when the son was winning, you didn't say you should go to school. Now instead of your son lose the match, you say you should go to school. What is this? No, you shouldn't give up. Like.
Emma, I love it. I love your words of encouragement.
Your son.
Thank you.
But kudos to Abameyang.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Aftermath, you know.
There were actually, I mean, 3 Africans who were in contention. But good thing is, just to add a bit to what you said, you know that when things like this happen, emotions are high. Obviously, he will say things. I mean, he's a father. You have to understand him. Certain things people need to understand. It's just emotion boiling a different level. Of course, I'm told you have another caller on the line. Caller, your name and where you're reaching me from, please. Kindly project a bit, caller. Okay, talk to me, my brother.
I just want to contribute to some of what
Okay, go on.
The truth is that Liverpool, they always say for miracle, for people, for there was no way City would have dropped his point. Even if they were 10 matches to go. So that they lost the league. They lost the league to City. How can you be talking in the City team that have every as in the players, you can't even match any player in City with the ones in Liverpool. So even with Kajola is low there. So you want everyone especially to drop the point. And they should try a better run next time, but I don't see them performing the way.
Okay, so I don't know what happened to you, but my text console is actually freezing. But this is what I'll do. I'm not going to read messages because I can't. So many messages. So just try getting in through the line. That would be great. I'm told we have another caller, and we do have to move the show. I'll pick this one. We'll move on with the show. Then when we get into the dying embers, we'll open the lines fully. I hope my producer will understand that. But this caller, yes, let's pick you. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, greetings. Your name and where you're reaching me from, my brother?
My name is Michael.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm just 5 years old.
Really? Okay, talk to me, my brother.
I said I don't know what to happen to students.
Okay, is that all?
Yes.
Okay, great. We're grateful for your submission. Do call us in some time back. But right about now, we do have to, I mean, I'm told there's still calls coming, but look, we do have to go for a quick commercial break. Well, though I wanted to show you the Madrid Masters, but when we are back from the break, we'll continue with that particular bit. So let's go for a quick commercial break. When we're back, we do more sports here.
Are you familiar with the ball? Do you have the talent to thrill? Are you able to control the ball with extreme skills? Then the right opportunity is here. HSTV present to you Ultimate Skills. Get the chance to exhibit your skills on the ball by picking up a form from the offices of HSTV or download from our website ultimatesportsgh.com and be part of this reality show only on HSTV. The first 20 selected ball jugglers will get the opportunity of winning prizes, and the ultimate winner will participate in the global contest. What are you waiting for? It is the Ultimate Skills only on HSTV. Ultimate Skills. Live it, love it, own it.
Let's talk addiction. What is addiction? And what are the adverse effects? What is the threshold beyond which one becomes addicted? And what happens to your brain when you take in drugs? How should we even care for family and friends who are addicts? And why is relapsing such an incurable pain? Why can't you just stop your addiction? Join me, Jennifer Ba, on Overcoming Addiction on HSTV. Let's ask all the questions and get all the answers on Overcoming Addiction.
Overcoming Addiction, showing this and every Monday at 8:30 p.m.
Mama eh, 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 mama eh. Jame, 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 jame. So me move, so me move, so me move, so me move. Jame, 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 jame. So me move, so me move, so me move, so me move.
She say she get kappa, she go fit collect them. I give am one, I give am two. Come and see now she dey cry.
Mama eh, mama eh.
Indeed, already my guests are arguing. You can just imagine what we're going to talk about. But right about now, let's go check out how a certain Novak Djokovic fared in the Madrid Masters. When we're back, we talk normalization, and of course, we talk Isaac Dogbe. So I guess my producer is...
Djokovic also has the same thing, very aggressive, they never give up spirit, he's very good on all surfaces. But there's something about Federer that you cannot describe, and that is what makes him different from the other players. And I think the last time Boris Becker came out to say that yes, we've played very good tennis, we've seen the likes of Peter Sampras, but to him, the GOAT is Roger Federer.
Indeed, indeed. The greatest of all time is Roger Federer. I bet to differ though, but anyway, I still think that Nadal is still, you know, he's still good. Not because he's a Madridista though, but I think that he's still there. Yes. I don't know. Do you share the same sentiments before we move on?
You know, when actually Djokovic started his career, he was written off because he was not too much athletic, you know. But now he's been compared to the best in the sport. I think that yes, he could still be compared to Roger Federer simply because of what he's doing in the game. I wish him all the best. Indeed.
But guys, let's talk about the normalization committee before we talk about Isaac Dogbe. First and foremost, the way you're looking at me tells me that you're not going to have anything good for normalization committee. I don't want them to come down. Look, I need you guys to get interactive on my show. Indeed, the number is 0244 30 64 26. No, better still, let's invite you via call so that you also get interactive on this particular segment. Guys, first, Ni, I'll start with you because Ahmed is so heated up and I don't want to start from him. Sure. We'll start with him. Yeah. Ni, you look at the normalization committee, I must say. How many months have they chalked so far? And you quantify them for me. You think that they've been top notch? After all, they've organized a competition. It seems to be getting the country alongside and all that. How would you rate them, Ni?
It's inevitable, you know. This normalization committee, they can't do anything apart from making it happen. I mean, the league happen, you know, because everybody was just on the normalization committee to make sure they bring the league back. but I tell you, it is shambolic. Things that are happening there already, it's shambolic. You know, already Quest is out. She's not giving reasons simply because she wants to be diplomatic about what is happening there. You talk about Dankweku Yeboah, and we think that probably when he said he was coming in there to do some of the things that were amiss in the GFA, he's quiet.
Only communicating.
Sure.
Dankweku Yeboah is
he's
only
quiet and not doing what he needs to do, and that is
what is he supposed to do. He's supposed to be communicating out there, and he's been doing that.
You see, he's part of the team. And when you're part of a team, you need to play a role. Before he got into the team, you know what he was doing. Very vociferous, going at any length, any time against the GFA. Now you have the opportunity.
You saw Sani Dara doing same when he got there. He's virtually also succumbed to, as it were, you know, the rules.
Can we say that all of these guys are not people who can do the job, but they can only talk? No, we don't think that. I mean, there's Kofi Amoah, who I don't want to talk about that. I'm sure Ahmed will want to talk about him.
You should be able to talk about him.
You see, he takes his pride in the 2008 Olympic Games, and the
kind of 208, yes, which he organized very well, yeah.
And he thinks that he did so much well in organizing the games, and he thinks that, look, he can carry that into this one.
Though
to be frank
spectating was poor. Maybe Kofi Amoah needs to look at that.
To be frank with you, he's been shambolic. He's not been the best going into this particular normalization committee. For me, I want to reserve my comments because the more I talk about it, it gets me emotional.
Okay,
seriously.
so just lower your gauntlet a bit. I'm going to have to go to Ahmed. Ahmed, normalization committee, the competition is still ongoing. It seems to have recorded some few excesses, which is not something that we've not seen before. Then again, but look at the competition itself. What problem do you have with the normalization committee?
Well, the first question we need to ask is, what is the definition of normalization? What are we normalizing? What exactly are we doing?
FIFA gave them something to normalize.
Is it the beatings that are happening in the stadiums? Is it a slapping of the female referee, Teresa Bemansu? Is it assaulting of the officials? Is it people pulling out guns and not receiving any, appropriate fines? What are we normalizing? That's the question. It is not just about going to the field and playing football. What exactly are we doing? And it's a shame that you have Amoah coming out to tell us that, well, the $6,000 that I'm receiving from the people is a token. It's much more like national service allowance. Yes, we know you have money. What exactly are you doing? Listen, you came out to tell us that games involving Kotoko and Hearts are the big games. Therefore, we have to have optimum security. Taking into account what happened in Brekum, where somebody came out with a gun and blah, whatever, all the bloodshed, one would think that security will be beefed up at what? Cape Coast, Esipon. What happened? Area supporters were ready to beat officials at halftime.
Sure.
Just because they believe a penalty was not called in their favor. What happened at the end of the game? They beat the House of Folk guys, beat the officials because they lost. Bear in mind that a week prior to the game yesterday, the same fans of Ebusua Dogs had threatened to beat an official at halftime. They only stopped because they won the game at full time. It tells you that there's something wrong with that particular venue. What has the committee done about it?
According to the
statutes,
do we subject
our players and our officials to beatings?
According to the FA statutes, I mean, look, it's the home team who are actually, the honors lies to provide security. So why would you actually put that at the jurisdiction of the normalization committee?
Well, somebody will tell you it's an excuse me, it's only a fool who doesn't change his mind. Bear in mind what happened in Brekum. Are you still going to tell me that the onus lies on the home team to provide security, especially looking at the record of Ebusua Dogs in Cape Coast and Sipon? No way. I mean, the question is, what exactly are we normalizing? Is it the beatings that we are normalizing? The assaulting of officials that we are normalizing? What exactly has the House of Folk players?
In the previous Nyantechi administration, this is not something that we've
spare me with it. It's enough of Kwesi Nyantechi. He's gone. I was part of the team that bashed him. He's gone. What exactly are the so-called experts on the normalization committee board doing? What is Amoah doing? What exactly has Dankweku Yeboah come out to say? Nothing.
Have you checked, Danny, I'm coming to you. Have you checked what the kind of job description that FIFA gave them? And have you contrast to see that they are not actually, as it were, implementing their mandate? Have you guys checked?
Sami, look, there's always something to learn from, FIFA came in, the NFA, I mean the Nigeria Football Association, FIFA came in, and there's so much for us to learn. Look, is it that why? Aren't we learning from the May 9th what happened? And now the FA itself can say that, look, even though the security of a match venue lies on the home grounds, we think that we should have a hand in it. Because, look, May 9th, I mean, some 18 years back, we lost so much number of people, spectators at the stadium. Can we say that if we have a normalization committee, normalizing everything, I mean, every step of the game, we wanna say that let's do the same thing that we were doing? No, it must change, and things have to change so that the game change. It looks as if we are coming.
Just to bring a closer to this whole topic and talk about Dogbe, what should change for you? What should be the ish? What should change
you realize,
for it to be better?
You realize that even the club owners were talking about the monies that were supposed to be given to them, and it was a problem. You also realize that, look, security at the stadiums were becoming worse because it was not one, it was many times during the normalization, the special competition. And that is a problem. If you are heading an institution, all you need to know is to make sure you have a very holistic plan where you can make sure you nip out the little things that are going to destroy the whole thing that you put together. And that is the problem that the whole normalization committee is facing as we talk.
What should the normalization committee do?
Well, let me ask you, would you trust the normalization committee to organize a bigger league in this country based on what is happening? Would you trust them?
Somebody would tell you
yes
that
or no.
This is not something that we've not seen before.
Yes,
and
enough of. Listen, Sammy, it was just Thursday, the 9th of what? May, that we marked the Accra Sports Stadium what?
Disaster,
yeah.
What have we learned from that? What we are not doing is that we are not giving out sanctions.
So you can see
if you are going to
the scaffold,
if you are going to that's some point of the home teams, if you are going to put people behind bars, I do believe that all these things will change. Enough of just coming out to talk about the problems. Let us know that, okay, Dwarfs failed in, making sure that their fans behave. What happens? Dwarfs are deducted about 6 points. We see them down the league table.
There is a video footage which can actually
this is ugly.
This shouldn't happen.
Very for crying out loud, we're in the 21st century. This shouldn't happen. The EPLs that you've been watching, the La Ligas that you've been watching, the Serie A that you've been watching, do you see these things? Enough of all the whatever is happening in the Nyantechi, whatever, Ben Kofi, whatever. Enough of all this. What exactly are they doing?
So what should they do?
Well, they need to come out with very strict policies. Make sure that teams are deducted points, people are placed behind bars. I'm still waiting to hear what actually happened to the one who assaulted the female referee, Teresa Berman. We still haven't heard whatever that happened to that. We don't know who that person is. But we don't know that person.
If you watch the particular stadium or park, I must say, because it's not even qualified to be a stadium, that incident happened, you will say that you will also have to bring it to the doorsteps of the government as well, because eventually a park.
Please, it's too much. The government. What happened to people being responsible for their actions?
You see,
so what should the normalization committee have done in that instance?
Look, monies are being allocated to the normalization committee to do a good job. You understand? So securities must not be any problem at all. What you need to do is, if you are going to a particular stadium like what we have in there, what you do is you prepare. Because you want to forestall some of all of these things that are happening and killing our game. As we speak, look, what's the period for the normalization committee and how much was given to them? So much was given to them. So much is expected from them to normalize our football.
Going forward, what should they do, Ni? One word. Probably 1 point.
Let's see what the future holds for them.
You don't have any solution?
To be frank with you, I'm disappointed in them.
At least you should have a solution, so that they'll say, okay, fine. Upon all the criticism, you've given it another alternative, as it were. What should they do?
Like I said, disappointed in them. Let's see what the future holds for them.
Ahmed, quick one. Wrap it up for
me.
Well,
they need to make sure they provide maximum security for the officials as well as the players. All venues. Take out the whole Hearts of Folk Kotoko matches, which are the big games that we need to prove. Every single venue deserves maximum security, because it is you know, we've seen that our people, even though in the 21st century, still want to be barbarians. They still want to be as barbaric as they can be. It is not nice for the game. The beautiful game does not deserve all these things. So therefore, sanctions must be given out. People need to place behind bars. Teams must be backward points. That is the only way the teams will make sure that their supporters behave well. I mean, it is ugly. Look at the scenes that you were seeing here. It shouldn't happen. We wake up and EPL, blah blah here and there, Champions League. If these things were happening in the Benabaus and the Camp Nous and whatever these stadiums are called, would you tune in to watch? Would you pay that DSTV hefty sum every single month to watch those games? You wouldn't. It is ugly. It's about time we say it the way it is. You call a spade a spade.
So let's go watch our own Isaac Dogbe as he tried reclaiming back his title. And too bad he couldn't do it for the second time. But there were so many things that actually come out after that particular, somebody will say debacle. I don't want to use that word. I think that he did very well under such circumstances. But I don't know what my guests, they have in stock. First of all, Neil, let me ask you. You watch Isaac Dogbe. My producer is still trying to prepare the insert. And of course, we'll do analysis on that. What went wrong for Isaac Dogbe?
Sammy, a whole lot of things. Trust me, we were at the press conference, the last press conference before they plane to the US. We saw some calmness in Isaac Dogbe. We saw some other things. We heard him talk. We heard him say that, look, he's going there to knock Navarate down on round 4. They gave us a lot of excuses that he was not so well. He was traveling in and out of UK and didn't have enough time to prepare for the fight. Again, he has to go and use the sauna to lose weight to go into the first Navarate Dogbe fight. Now, he lost miserably in the first fight. The second fight, I was looking forward to a different Isaac Dogbe. I was looking forward to different tactics. I was looking forward to a more resolute.
This wasn't a knockdown for me.
A more resolute boxer, but all what I saw was rather a worse performance from the first one. You understand? And so many things went in there. So many things went in there. You see, I am sure you read my comments when Dennis Moore posted something there. I said first thing first must be done. When you look at this particular fight, Isaac Dogbe came in same way he came in. He was not fighting, he was not wobbling, he was not going down, he was not chasing Navarate, but he allowed Navarate to come after him. Look at it. This is round 12. You see, it was bad for Isaac Dogbe, and I think that this shouldn't have happened. When he lost the first time, what we're talking about is that his father should hands off the boy. He was the same cutman, he was the same trainer, he was everything for the boy. And we think that, look, he's gotten to a stage where he needs professionals around him. He needs a cutman, he needs a dietitian, he needs everybody around him to make sure he holds the title for quite some time. But look at it. Isaac Dogbe lost out totally. He was outclassed in terms of punching, his steps back. In fact, look, anytime he throws in the right jab, he loses his legs. Not that he has lost the legs to fitness, but he has lost the legs to strategy. Because the guy is tall, you keep giving the right jab, and he moves away. So when he moves away, you open yourself for a barrage of punches to come. And look at the punches he was giving. I mean, Navarate was giving the long jabs, then comes in with the upper hooks, and then the left hooks as well. It was very terrible, to be frank with you. You see, going to this particular fight, what I was expecting Paul Dogbe to have done is that he would have taken a little time off, even though he had opportunity to exercise the rematch clause. He could have had a little time, because Dogbe, he himself has lost confidence. Looking at what he went through the first fight, he has lost confidence, and he needed some time to go off, gain some confidence, had 1 or 2 fights to get some confidence and go back into that fight again. But immediately he was offered the opportunity to have that rematch. His father, who is the same trainer, the same cutman, same everything, you know.
This time he went with a different cutman.
Oh, but I saw the
went with an
cutman. You
experienced
see,
cutman. Yeah.
when what happens is that, look, when your boxer gets a cut, the trainer goes out, and then the cutman comes in to look at the cut very well, to manage the cut. He was still there, whilst the cutman was rather on the side. On
the press conference, you realized that he talked about the fact that this time they secured a cutman, one of the finest, as it were. But let's talk about Dogbe itself. I don't want to go to those semantics. The fight itself, most people felt Dogbe fought the same way that he fought the last time. But let's be honest, blatantly honest. I was in the press conference when the dad said that, look, but for money, he would love to have had maybe 15 coaches on his son, to be training his son. And that also brings to question. And look, I've done a little bit of checks. We'll go to that bit. We'll go to that in a little bit. Look, first of all, I say it here, and I hold no prisoner. I'm a presenter here. I say it here. This is my show. Top Rank, they don't have the interest of Africans at heart. That's a fact. I'm stating it here. I do not care what the Atamures and whoever will say. They don't have African interest. Check it. Check the records. That is how come that you have certain boxers who've sworn not to just go into their camp. Let's watch that. It's very, very important. Dogbe against Magdaleno, there was a clause, but he didn't activate it. Look, we'll talk about that in a bit, maybe probably on a different show, how African boxers are being treated. And the fact that even Navarate should have been tested before and after, because we know that Mexican boxers are noted for that, where they can take in anything. And because with WBO, they don't do that meticulous checking, unlike WBC. Let's face it, WBO, you're going to have to check. You saw the guy, he was all over. And we'll talk about that in a bit. I want my guests to do their own talking. Hopefully when I'm on the other side, we'll talk about some of this elementary stuff. But Ahmed, you watched Dogbe, and you felt that he fought the same way he fought the last time. For you, watching as a Ghanaian, what do you think accounted for that?
Well, I asked myself a very important question. I was like, his camp, are they interested in how much money they will make from the fight, or they're actually interested in the young man winning the belt again? It comes back to what my friend here said. We watched the first fight. He was beaten handsomely. So what do? The mere fact that they have the rematch clause doesn't mean that you go back and activate it. You need to study the tapes. Make sure that you're coming out with a very solid plan, a very good tactic to take the opponent on. We never saw that. He landed, I think, about 23% of his punches. How strong were those punches? How much work was he put into? So my question then comes again. Is it the money that they are interested in, or the young one becoming the boxer that we all want him to be? Those are the questions we need to be asking ourselves. He was beaten again. Beaten so badly. Boxing is a dangerous sport. And we all know Mexicans. They are very aggressive. They're always coming after you. They always want to finish the game as early as they can. He was no match in both bouts. So,
was it a case that his technical advisors, or probably a technical bench, didn't do enough to correct the previous, as it were, mishap, the previous mistakes? Or you think that it's just Dogbe losing whatever he was taught in the middle of
I just believe that they were not prepared enough. The young man was not prepared enough for the fight. They did not train him well. They did not put him through the ropes. All the things he was supposed to know. I mean, his father was around saying, oh, by 6th round, 7th round, you're going to knock the guy out. No way. There's a young man who has beaten your son to a pulp. So you come out, you prepare well. There's so many questions that we can ask. And a lot of things went on behind the scenes.
Let's do this. You know, look, I know that, yes, sometimes we need to ask certain questions. For example, people are saying that why didn't Paul take Dogbe to the USA to camp and all that? Well, maybe probably you guys should know. Look, all those things, they comes at a cost of Dogbe's management. So sometimes you ask yourself, when you sign a promotional deal, what are you entitled to? You get it. There are things that we're going to talk about. We're going to have an extensive show to talk about some of these mishaps, some of these things that, and of course, Mustafa is here. He's very groomed when it comes to this, some of this issue, and of course, Nazir as well. If you watch the ways bout, take the sentiment, everything out. What really accounted for his defeat?
Sammy, let me be brutally frank here. You know, like I said, look, when Richie Comey was going to fight Easter Junior, the first fight, this is what happened. We have the best of the best in lightweight division to give him sparring. You understand? We even had a taller person and even a weightier person in the person of Clottey, Joshua Clottey, to even spar with Richie Comey. You understand? This is preparing a boxer to face someone who is not a champion, who has not beaten him before, but someone who is a potential champion. So what you do is put your boxer against the best of the best in Ghana to spar with them, especially when you are going to fight a much taller boxer, somebody who always gets the hands going, gets all the punches that he needs to get. I mean, the hooks, the jabs, everything. He comes on at him at any time he gets. So what they could have done is to put a lot of local coaches around. I mean, we have experienced coaches like Carl Loko, we have Coach Latte, we have Ofori Asari also there. We have a lot of coaches. Put them behind your boy and say, look, it is not my boy or myself alone. Now I am going into a fight which Ghanaians, everybody is behind us. So what are we going to do? Let's all put our strengths together and make sure we map up a strategy to make sure we bring the title back. Is that what he did? No. Like I said, he jumped at the opportunity to exercise the clause. Let's leave all the other things like, you know, the 14 days, 7 days, and 30-day check-in and all of that. And even on the day, before the boxer goes into the ring, you have to check the boxer to see whether he has dope or not, or other things. Let's put all those things behind, and let's first concentrate on the preparation before the fight. That's the problem. You were there at the press conference when they said to us that, oh, what's the name? He's an amateur boxer. Two of them, taller, were the sparring mates for. Actually,
Paul said he doesn't believe in sparring that much.
Yeah, of course. But sparring gives you an antidote to what you are going to face in the ring. Very, very important. You don't spar every day before you go to the ring for your fight, but you spar to know what you are coming up against. And he knew exactly what he was coming up against a boxer who is strong, tough, long, and has the reach advantage. So you couldn't have missed all of these things and go in there and fight the same way you did. Like I said, Dogbe, came in straight-jacketed, was not moving the heads, was not also bending. He was not also using the overhead hooks. All he was doing was straight-jacketed and was attacking in the early rounds. He was attacking Navarate just straightforward. And I think that's wrong. As a short boxer, what you do, come down a little bit to allow your opponent to bend more.
But this time, I mean, that's sitting on his stool a bit so that he becomes a bit shorter for Navarate to bend. Navarate didn't bend, even though when Dogbe sat on his stool. Rather, he was using the uppercut.
He did that on the first two rounds. Dogbe did that on the first two rounds.
Yes, because he wasn't using the uppercut.
Yes, no. Dogbe won the first two rounds. So if you watch it well, he was leading the first two rounds and everybody was happy, thinking that we were going to have that round 4 knockout. But it was wrong. It was actually wrong. The guy came after him. He wanted to test him because they knew very well that Dogbe would not go the 12 rounds. Do not have the fitness level to go the whole 12 rounds. So, okay, let me test his punches in the first and second rounds, and let me see whether he would stand up against mine. And that is exactly what he did. You realize that round 4, round 5, round 6, Dogbe was scored a knockdown. Did you see that? Yes, he was scored a knockdown. And that was terrible.
I don't know how many minutes we have, but I would love if we can open the line so that Ghanaians out there, we can also have their say. My producer tells me that we don't have enough time anyway. But Ahmed, what's the way forward for Isaac Dogbe?
I think one of his quotes, he came out to say that he needs to, I think, move up to make a weight. Was it to the bantamweight?
Yes. He's before you go on, they have before Dogbe even started boxing, he started at the featherweight division and came down to the super bantamweight. Now they are looking up to go in the featherweight again. So that's what they are talking about. For me, I have a different view about that, but you can have your take.
I think for me, it's listen, it happens to all boxers, all the great ones. You lose, you go back to the drawing board, you look at things that needs to be changed, you change your management if they need be, you look at where you want to reach as a boxer, and he needs to sit down, be in solitude, and ask a lot of questions, and sit down with his father. Ask questions. There are coaches out there. Can you afford any of better coaches? What kind of training regime do you need to put yourself into? Listen, he's a great boxer. No two ways about that. He can always come back.
That's right.
But it's about doing the right things, the little things that make you the champion.
Should Dogbe's father step aside, Mustafa?
Very well. I have said it in the first loss.
I was surprised because he said it to us that when it's not broken, you don't fix it. Well, so when it got broken, many people were actually expecting that he would step aside, or probably. But he said something which was, for me, which made a lot of sense. He said, "Look, left to me, I would love to have like 15 coaches around my son, just like Canelo. But it's the finance." So that brings to question: what are we doing? What are we doing for our own boxers? Look, let me tell you, Lomachenko. You see Lomachenko, you talk about Lomachenko, you say, oh, he's only fought 13 fights and he's already champion. Everybody is talking about him. He's a product of government investment. That is what you don't know. So our government, what are they doing? Is it just sitting about and building, what's the name? Some cathedral that nobody knows about it. Nobody even cares about it. And what are you doing? What kind of investment are you putting in those people so that they come out and you do better investment? Those people that brought religion to Africa, you go to their countries and they don't even believe in Jesus Christ, but yet they are prospering. So what are we doing wrong? These are the things we're supposed to be asking. And I don't care whether you tag me to political party B or C. You have consistently failing yourself. Meanwhile, you went to the United Kingdom, you see all those infrastructure which has taken lots of years, 100 years, still there. And you school there, and you come take administration, and sometimes you wonder whether or not they even went to school. These are the things you're supposed to be investing in, so that we don't go there and be looking for the top ranks to be managing us or promoting us, so that the likes of Kabe can do it, the likes of those promotions can do it in Ghana, so that we can make the business and make that business economy. That is the problem with this nation, and we have to reason up. And we should stop being those little parties where you say things and you are afraid. Those things must go. We need different kind of people, different mindset altogether. I'm in a different element altogether. I hope that you join me on Saturday because we're doing a proper insertion of everything that has happened throughout the course of this Dogbe stuff. All the other things we need to talk about, we're going to talk about it on this show. Probably join me on Saturday, 10:30 to 11:30. But your final words, I'll come to you as well.
Sure.
Your final words.
I think that Paul Dogbe's comments after the fight was for a lot of a better word, too emotional. He shouldn't have said what he said. For me, he should have taken his time.
He's just emotional. I mean, this is a father who sees his son being battered up.
But
he feels.
But this is boxing. This is boxing.
Yes, but above all, he's a father. Above everything, he's a father. I mean,
and that's the reason why you need to step back a little for people to manage your son.
That's why he says at the end of the day, the honors will lie on his son to actually make that decision.
Of course,
but this is what he thinks.
No, he's made that decision already. You understand?
He can't say that. When he's giving a caveat.
Seriously, the moment he said that, look, I am going to allow my boy to continue school, and then he can. But he says,
I think that my boy should continue schooling. Though, the decision rests on him. That means that there is a discretion.
If you know the relationship between Dogbe and his father, you will realize that it was a definite decision for him. Now, well, he's had an admission in Penn State University in Alabama. Yes, he deferred the last time because he wanted to concentrate a little, hold on to the title, and make sure he takes the glory for some time. Now he's seen two painful defeats. You understand? For me, I think that Alabama is not far from California, where his father thinks that he's going to hand him over to the Mayweathers and things to help the boy. The guy is a solid boxer, my brother. He's a solid boxer around the world. All he needs is a technical team around him. You remember that his father gave Carl Loko the same advice when Richie Comey lost. Carl Loko lost twice with Richie Comey.
I don't want to settle.
Yes, of course. Here, look. I mean, he needs to be consistent. You understand? He was that. So he needs to be that.
Your final words on
so my
Dogbe.
final
What's the way for
my
him?
final word is he should take a little leave, go and organize himself. There's more money for him to make in boxing. He has the talent. He has everything to do in boxing. You cannot be a pushover to win a world title, especially a WBO world title. No, you cannot. When you look at the division, he can fight anybody. He can unify and take the belts. But this time, I mean, the preparation was wrong.
Okay, so let's do something, Ahmed, here. And I'm being told I'll be emotional because I see all these people who've gone to school outside. They see all the good things. They come to Ghana and eventually they lose their heads. It's as simple as that. I'm told that you have an advert. Possibly you talk about that and we wrap up and get out of the show.
Sure. So, yeah, I mean, at Upper Bureau, we are always looking forward to, making sure that current crop of students experience what we call global education. We believe that education has moved on from the traditional classrooms into much more meeting peers around the world, attending, world conferences, listening to your peers speak, getting to know the project that you're doing, making the world a better place. You'll be surprised to see a lot of 15 and 16-year-olds doing a lot of projects, trying to help the world conquer, climate change. That is basically what we are into.
Okay.
Exposing these kids.
AFX, eh?
Yeah, no, this Upper Bureau.
Okay.
Letting these kids understand that the whole idea of education is not in the classroom alone. You can always go out and explore, see things, and meet people, develop yourself, and then take over from there. So what we are doing is that in August we have a conference organized by the Youth Assembly, and we are the sole recruiters from Ghana, and we are looking at the ages 16 to 21 to spend a 10 days in Washington DC. Okay. And this is called the Global Development Leadership Series, where students are being taken through a lot of things, a lot of the process is to make them become good global citizens. The cost per student is $5,000, and I know a lot of parents will say that's too much, but then you have to look at what your kids attend to gain.
So how do they get in touch?
Yeah, so they get in touch with us up at Bureau on 0265 185337.
Once again,
0265 185337.
Okay.
I mean, our lines are open 24/7, so anyone that calls will give them how to go about it, and they can.
HSTV.